he's here. The Blighted Springtrap skin has finally been revealed, or at least his art has. I love Spring Daddy, and if anyone wants to know how invested in him I am, I have a Springtrap keychain, a Springtrap blanket on my gaming chair, a 9-inch tall squishy Springtrap toy, and I pre-ordered the DBD Springtrap figurine from U2's. I have a purple streak in my hair to honor Springtrap coming to DBD, and despite my distaste for the newer FNAF games due to their lack of actual horror elements, I still play them to look for lore on William. Secret of the Mimic had a good bit. It took me forever to get through. It was boring. I had to keep forcing myself to replay it, but I found some. And despite how unfun and miserable DBD is right now, between all the bugs and all the changes and all the palettes right now that are driving everyone crazy, I still play because I'm held hostage by the monster trapped in a bunny suit. I'm sure at this point I can be diagnosed with something. So back to the Blighted Springtrap. I love it. Behavior could have gone so many ways with the Halloween skin, but it seems they took a more novel inspiration. They could have gone with the better skins, the flaming Springtrap, or Cursed Springtrap, aka Aztec Springtrap, both of which come from the same game as Toxic and Clown Springtrap, FNAF Special Delivery. They could have gone with his more undesirable skins, the peanut-headed Scraptrap, which the FNAF community will never let that go, or his boring novel human appearance, or one of the more questionable skins like the Afton Amalgamation, aka the Agony, or his regenerated human self once he was removed from the suit. It's a very questionable appearance. But the Blighted Springtrap skin seems to be a nod, or a reference at least, to the twisted animatronics from the graphic novel The Twisted Ones. I'll put an image up here so everyone can see what I'm talking about if you're not a huge FNAF lore nerd. The lore behind the twisted animatronics is pretty dull, but visually they were disgustingly altered versions of the original animatronics. Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie. They also had a new one called the Wolf, who I'm sure Roxanne was based off of. But Bonnie in particular always gave me the creeps with his little bunny mandibles, which is a phrase that should never be said. Behavior, in essence, seems to take the look of the twisted animatronics and turn Springtrap himself into a weird, twisted Springtrap, with a few bits and pieces pulled from other versions of himself. It's hard to tell because, the smaller comic-style appearance, but I'd guess the Blight Serum is fusing William to the suit further than he already is. I am a bit worried though, given the unfortunate release of the Dredge's ghost skin and how that turned out. I'm hoping Scott will have enough to say to make it far more presentable than what we got with the poor Dredge, or at a very minimum, I'd like to be able to see the screen and maybe, not have half of it covered up by a weapon or a hand. Also, I've seen some complaints that it's a very rare skin and not legendary. I'm far less concerned about that. My current main skin is Toxic, which is also very rare, so I could care less if it's legendary or not. I'll still buy it. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments if you think it's a great skin, or do you think it's a bit overboard? Do you trust behavior to make it good? Do you trust behavior to make it good? Or do you expect them to mess it up? Like Dredge?